You ever worked on a project and no matter what you do, it just looks awful? Yeah, that's what happened to me with my magazine cover. Let me show you what happened and why. I started with this one, but I couldn't get away from, if you look at his eyes, see how fuzzy the picture is? When you make it full screen, the picture was too fuzzy. And I didn't like the way that the captions like covered his hair up. Like from a distance, you can't read all of it. And then down here, I'm a misfit over the blue and the white and all the different colors. If we want our text in negative space, we don't want to have text over lots and lots of different colors. So that one didn't work. I tried it a different way. I didn't like the fonts, and guess what? The picture is still too blurry. And same thing here. I tried to get rid of this little bit of blue around his head because I'm going to show you how to get rid of the background today. But no matter what I did, it didn't really work for me. I didn't like it because the picture was so blurry. And finally, I just realized the show was made in 1964 and it's animated. So the pictures are going to be kind of chunky and out of focus anyway. So I started again. I thought, let's do something newer where I can find a better, higher quality picture. So instead of Rudolph, I went to Home Alone. So if you're in a situation where you're working on a project and it looks rotten, no matter what you do, get with me. And let me give you a couple of extra days to make it better so you can get the grade you want. This is more of what we're looking for. Notice we've got the title over the negative space, the white in the top. This title is in black over white so we can see it and it stands out. This headline down here is in white over the darker colors, and this is so much better than what I originally planned. So I guess this lesson is going to be a lesson in what do you do when everything falls apart and how can you change something that doesn't work into something that does. So let me show you how I did it, where I got my pieces, and how I put it together. I went back to the Google Docs template. Who is my character? Actually, who are my characters? Harry and Marv, the wet bandits from Home Alone. So what do I want to say about them? Kevin beats them up, because that's the fun part of the movie, right? They think the gangster movie guy is real. The whole thing with the keep the change, you filthy animal. When he plays that movie to scare them off, they hear Kevin playing the movie and they think the gangster guy is real. I wanted to have fun with that. And finally, they turn on the water in the houses that they rob. So my magazine title is going to be The Wet Bandits. One headline is going to be He's small but he's mean. The kid put me in intensive care. Another one's going to be Keep the change, you filthy animal. He's home, but he's not home alone. And then the last headline will be After we visit, you'll need a plumber. Booyah. Just look for Wet Bandits. Images, tools, size, large. And this was literally the first one that popped up. So I click it, and I have my little side view. If I hover over it, it's 2107 by 2670. So it's a huge picture. It's perfect for what we need. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to open image in new tab. When I Google search, the thumbnail for the picture is this tiny, but when I open the image up itself, it's full screen. So right click on his nose, save image as. It's a WebP, so it'll work. Save it where? On the desktop. Booyah. And I went back to Adobe Express. Magazine cover is what we're looking for. And I wanted one with a lot of open space for the picture. And I really liked this one for that purpose. So I can customize the template. And what do I want to do? I want to get rid of the dancing girl here. So if I click on layers, I can go to where she is. I can click that layer and I hit delete. And bang, she's gone. Then if I go to upload, go to my desktop, Wet Bandits, click it and open it. All right, see how the white cuts off the title right there? Let's have some fun with this. I want to remove the background. And then it just makes it a transparent graphic where all we have are the two guys, right? So then I can just stretch them out so that they fit on screen. And I covered up, there's some text in the bottom left. If I select the layer of their picture, and we know it's selected because we've got that blue line, let's move it to the back. Click on the three dots, send to back, boom. So we have text up here we can use, we have text down here. We'll need to change the color to make it pop. And let's just start with the title. Wet Bandits. Now it's 2 lines, so if I make it smaller, Yeah, title is fixed. That was quick. What else can we do? Let's pick two headlines because I wrote three, but we only have room for two. He's small, but he's mean. The kid put me in intensive care. That sounds good. Right here. He's small, comma, but he's mean. Yeah. Can I stretch it out? Because I want to keep that line for line thing. I want to keep some negative space. And then the kid put me in intensive care, right? And then I'll just move it up so they're a little closer together. I do want to make this black instead of gray because I want that text to really pop out, right? So I go to custom, I go to black on the bottom. Yeah, that's cool. Then I'll do the same thing here. I'll put a period there because I have a comma and a period. Down here,
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
and I want to split it so keep the change is one line and you filthy animal is the other. Definitely exclamation point. And let's make this white so it pops out against their clothes.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
And let's zoom in, fix this last bit of text, and we're done. Yeah, so if I go from 50 to 150, this is your zoom control. Yeah, keep the change, you filthy animal. He's home. He's home, but he's not home alone. Man, you can't see that with the gray. Let's change it to the white. I'm going to take the he's home, but he's not home alone. I'm going to move it down just a little bit, because see how the Y covers it up? Yeah. And that way I just make sure that my text isn't over the top of each other. Because I took like 3 different tries at that Hermie thing, and it did not work. But guess what? You've watched me do this thing completely in real time in about, what, 4 minutes? So if you get stuck on a design that doesn't work, don't be afraid to start again, because the whole point of graphic design is to make a pretty picture. Not to make an average picture, but be done with the assignment. So I wasn't happy with what I did, so I did it again. And doing it again was actually a lot quicker. I got better results for it. So if you get stuck, don't be afraid to start again. And tell me, okay? So I know what's up. That's all I've got. Thanks, bye-bye.